Hi everyone, welcome back into my channel. My name's Nicole and this is my channel called Be a Flamingo, where you follow me on my journey to open a craft business, so hopefully a crochet one, but who knows this week. It's been one of those weeks. Unfortunately, we've had a really sad bereavement. It was unexpected this week, so it's a bit kind of, I haven't got that much to show you, to be honest. Also, I've got issues. I started crocheting in March of this year and my hands don't like it. I've got the start of carpal syndrome tunnel on both hands. I've also got blisters here and here. I'm not doing well, so I'm really struggling at the moment with crocheting anything. So if you watch me from the beginning, you know I like to do amigurumi with cotton yarn and make cute little things like this, my little lucky dragon. But I don't have the dexterity. I can't hold or do anything that's that tight. I can't get my tension, and it's really frustrating. I'm trying to sort of rest for a week now and it's just getting worse, not better, and I'm really kind of scared because I really just found what I love doing, which is crochet. So if anybody else has any tips on what to do. So far I've been taking some painkillers. I've got ibuprofen gel on them, which I put on at night. I've got compression gloves as well as icing as well. And if you have ever watched April from the Cozy Buckeye, I will link her below because her vlogs are amazing and her stuff is just amazing. She also has these sort of wrist splints, and sort of at night she wears them to keep her sort of hands straight, so it doesn't affect the nerves here if she does that. And I think that works for her. So I might, when I get paid, I might have to invest in some of those. But it's quite concerning that I'm not this far into my journey. I'm only a few months into my journey, and I've not been crocheting like heavily like most other people do, and I'm having these issues. So I may have to start thinking about a plan B, because I'm only 43 and I need my hands, and it's both hands affected. So yes, but I have made some stuff. Only one of them is finished. They're all work in progress, so we're going to get through to that. We'll start with that. We'll start with the fun stuff. So I've had this one on my desk for a couple of months now. It's a pattern by Cottontail and Whiskers, and she will be linked below because you have to go and check out all of her designs. They're the most funniest things ever, and I just love them. They're just quirky and they're just right up my street. It's not what you think. Get your mind out of the gutters. It took me so long to do because I kind of got bored about here, and then it took me, I had to do a bit every day just to get to the bottom. It's a doorstop, all right? You can stop thinking rude things. It's a doorstop. It's a flamingo doorstop. So I've got to do the eyes up here and the beak. And I think it has wings as well. Maybe I should have done it when I've sort of finished it. With these ones, they're supposed to have like sort of heavy pellets or rice or something in the bottom. Because obviously a doorstop, you want to, I can't do this, there's a bus outside now, people are looking at me. You kind of want to, obviously when you're doing a doorstop, this is a flamingo doorstop. Pack it in, you lot, you're so rude. I made this with acrylic yarn, acrylic Aran yarn. I don't know what that means in the US, but with a size 4mm crochet hook, so it's quite tight. I should have stuffed this more, I think, because then it's more, yeah, I think I should have stuffed it more. But I'm going to do the eyes and the beak and anything else that needs to go, and I'll show you hopefully next week. As if my thumbs and fingers let me do it. But stop being so rude. Gets better from here. I've had a week. Are you ready for this? Okay, close your eyes, give them a couple of seconds to get ready. it's a hat. Please. Look at that, isn't that amazing? I don't suit hats at all. Excuse the hair today, I'm having a hair day. Let's give you a close-up look. Oh, isn't that cute? So I've done this with this is a chunky yarn and size, I want to say size 6mm crochet hook. These you sew on. This is my first attempt at it, so sometimes these aren't great, but I love this. I'm wear it all the time in winter. Obviously nose as well, and it's got little, I don't think you can see, it's black, it's got little holes as well. And then with these, I tried it with the acrylic yarn, but it just didn't, you couldn't see the design. So this is cotton, my cotton yarn, and I love that, little eyelashes and embroidery. How amazing is that? Now this is from somebody called Ira Rott, and it's the Artful Fox and Hat Scarf. Look at that, isn't that beautiful? And I love that, and I was like, yes, I've got to do this. I've got to have one for myself. And then I thought, I've been taking inspiration from April, the Cozy Buckeye, about hats, because they're not as fiddly to do as the amigurumi. And I love that, I just love that. Imagine having a kid with one of those little cute on there. I think I've done a child. It comes in a couple of different sizes in the pattern, so you can, yeah, that's a smaller size. And I really enjoyed making this. So yes, that's the hat. I might put that on for the rest. Yeah, I'm gonna get my use out of it. It's summer now here in the UK. We've only had like 4 or 5 days of actual sun, so it'll be winter soon next week. Right, so now I've got that on, just bear with. I've also started on the scarf. Now I've gone wrong on this because I didn't read the pattern, and I've only gone wrong on the edges. They're not supposed to curl up like this. Can you see? Or maybe that's a bit better. It's a beautiful yarn. So I've still got quite a bit to do on that. I was just panicking because I was thinking maybe I was out of the orange yarn, but it's not. So again, chunky yarn and a size 6, and that's going to turn into, it's going to have a little tail. Can you see its little tail here? How cute is that? And then there's this, and I might actually make something like I'll find a little foxy button. But this size that I've done is not for an adult. It could be, if you don't like, really. This is for a child. With this, with these designs I'm starting to do, apart from that, I was going to start doing the smaller sizes just so I wouldn't waste yarn if I messed up. But I really like that. I'm going to link her down below. She's got some beautiful, I'm getting really hot and sweaty here. Some beautiful patterns, and I want to make them all. So Ira Rod is confident. It's a confident beginner. Now, with this, I'm only started to be new to reading patterns, and I sometimes have issues of deciphering things that are written down and numbers. I've got issues, and it took me a while to kind of figure this out. With the scarf, the hat was fine because I knew kind of how it should be, but the scarf, that's why I went a bit wrong. But these are lovely. Gotta go and have. I'm gonna have to take this off. It's so hot. Can I show you this as well? I did ribbing. Have you ever crocheted ribbing? When you do the first one, you're like, oh, this is a bit odd, but it turns out amazing. It just doesn't turn. Yeah, look. So impressed with that. I am so happy. I might have to make more. Maybe instead of amigurumi or little plushy things, I'll be making hats. So, or maybe not if you see the next thing. So that's that. And there's this. That's that. Right. My next one. I'm going to show you the picture first. Now, I didn't have any, it called for a super chunky yarn. I had chunky, but I didn't have super chunky. And I just wasn't quite sure how this was going to work out, so I just used whatever colour was. This is from Etsy and it's called the Hat and Eye, and I am definitely going to link it. I want to make everything on her page. Absolutely beautiful, beautiful. So this is what is a pumpkin hoodie. Can you see that? How amazing is that? It's brilliant. The pattern, I'm not gonna lie, I really, my brain really got confused on this, really confused. And I think it's a me problem rather than the pattern itself. So you'll see. So this says super bulky weight yarn, which in the UK is the super chunky. And this is a King Cole super chunky. Are you ready? Now, first time I've done something, anything like this. The beanie hoodies I'm quite alright with. But I made a tube. I went wrong. So, those are, can you see isn't that beautiful? So this is super chunky. Now it says use a size 10, 8 to 10 millimeter hook. Well, I didn't have one of those, and there's no shops around by me that sells them unless I go for Amazon, and I am way too, I just couldn't be bothered to wear. So I used a size 6, which is why it's so thick. You're never going to want to wear this. And I thought I was doing okay, and I was doing this in the size toddler. Actually, it might be in size child. They're probably about an inch, only an inch different. Is where I see where I've done that. So this is what is, oh, actually no, I can't say what it said because I can't find the piece of paper. But what it said and what went into my brain and what came out and my crochet was not what it's supposed to be. I think it was supposed to be I think it was supposed to be this bit that I was supposed to do. So this bit would be open and then you could just pop it over your head like a bloody E.T. Like E.T. E.T. phone home. So when I realised my mistake, I thought, no, I'm going to start again. And I was quite sad. It took me quite a while to get to this point. But I now have an 8mm hook. So I'm going to try it again. I promise. Not in orange. I've got purple, I think, somewhere. So with this pattern, I got a freebie as well, which is this. How cute is that? I love that. Oh, it's got a little pom-pom on the end. Which I think, really, is a cowl one. So rather than have the buttons. So that's what it should look like if laid down. Actually, I wanted to say with the pumpkin one, it even came with pictures of what to do, and still my brain would not understand it. This one, I think I've gone a bit better. I've not finished it, have I ever? But I don't know what I've done. Well, hold on. I've done this one in the small because I wasn't quite sure. So if we hold, look at that. It's a granny square. I like granny squares. I made a hexagon cardigan. I need to fix it before I show you that. And I kind of like this. So I've got a couple more layers to do. So obviously I'm not a toddler. Oh, and then that goes, I'm gonna, hold on. Does that go over first? How do you do? Right. Pretend this fits me, and then pretend I've just. So yeah, so that would fit a toddler. Oh, how nice is that? Oh, I could get into that. I could really, yeah, I like that. I'm looking not at you. Sorry, my eyes are over here. I like that. I like that a lot. I'm really hot at the moment. It's all these hats and my hair's been down and everything. I really like that. So that's just mainly granny squares, granny stitches. You know, the 3 double crochets. I've done this in the no, what is this? Which one is this? This is in the chunky yarn, King Cole Chunky, and then I didn't have chunky, so I've just got a DK contrast there. I really like that. I can see that being popular because here in the UK, well, you never know what's going to happen with the weather. Like today, it's hot, it's really hot, it's muggy, and I've had to close the window, otherwise you just would never be able to hear me. So yeah, so there's that. So that's, I am so pleased and chuffed with that. I'm going to finish that and maybe make a rainbow one or one in my colours, because I can see myself wearing those, because I'm right by the sea, and so when it gets cold and it gets really windy and it just gets a bit awful out here. So yeah, so that was from the Hat and I'm going to put all these links down below, because then you can go and see what I'm seeing. And these weren't too hard on my hands, and that's a good thing. So I don't know whether I need to, my plan B might pivot from using my cotton yarn, which you need to really and use tiny and pressure, and rather than this is quite loose, do that, or there's something else. I've got a plan C, but I'm still on the fence about plan C, and it doesn't involve crochet, so still animals but not crochet. So I really like this. Yeah, but that was my makes for the week and a bit. I've got to finish them all off, and I really quite enjoyed doing those. Those were patterns I enjoyed doing once I figured it out. I'm not gonna lie, I did go off kilter with this one. I just made a few bits up. The fox I didn't, and the disaster, well, obviously I made that up completely, so goodness knows where I was getting with that one. But yes, so that was my makes for this week. So yeah, that's it. Thank you. Had to stop quickly there for a tea break. Isn't it weird how having a cup of tea actually cools you down? We don't have aircon in the UK. Well, my friend, she has these portable aircons because she looks after doggies, and she has those. So I was at her house yesterday, and that was lovely. But here we don't have aircon. It's just not something that we generally need for much of the time of the year. I'm really playing with my hands. I found after I was watching my last video back, I kind of do a lot of hand stuff, so I'm gonna sit my hands so I'm like, hey. So I don't know where you are, but in the UK I live in a little town, and we have I'm literally right where the shops are, and we have this shop which is a shop of mystery. You walk in and it's got everything you didn't think you need, but you need, like can openers or things for the garden or DIY stuff or toiletries or just weird things like pencil sharpeners that you know otherwise you'd have to go to a big retail park and get. Absolutely brilliant. I love this shop. It's got everything. If you want something like what did I want the other day? Bamboo stick things, you know, where you put kebab stick things, and they had them. It was brilliant. I was like, oh, this is amazing. But they also are a stockist for King Cole and King Cole yarn in the UK. That's quite big here. I don't know if it's quite big here, but they're quite a large range, and they have a whole corner dedicated to this yarn. So every time I go in, they go, what are you making now? But it's brilliant because you can go in and I can literally it's like a 1 minute walk from my house. So if I want to go and make something, I'm like, right, got to go down there and find some yarn for it, which is where I found this and walked in. And I was like, this is amazing. I don't know why they would have this colour, but yeah, so which is a chunky, and it allows me to try out lots of different chunkies, super chunkies, other stuff as well. So they're really, really good, and price isn't too bad. So I feel like I'm really lucky with that, because when I watch all these vlogs, I've never been to Hobbycraft for yarn. I've been to Hobbycraft, don't worry. That's our big, here in the UK, that's our big crafty place. I have a lot of stuff from Hobbycraft, but never for yarn. Nor have I been to the range for a yarn. We're kind of like, not in the middle of nowhere, but sort of, I don't really fancy travelling half hour just to go and have a look at a small range of yarn. There's a couple of yarn shops around but I do buy a lot of online. Or now my little local everything shop has King Co. Is brilliant, absolutely fantastic. But I would love Joann's, or is it a Michael's, or where you go and you see all those in the US and there's just rows upon rows upon rows of yarn. How exciting would that be? My bank would hate me. I'd get a phone call saying, are you sure you want to spend this much on yarn? Yes. I need quite a few suitcases, or even a pallet, and send it back by freight. Oh dear, look, I'm just glowing now. What else did I want to talk to you about this week? In my head I had it all written down, not written down on a piece of paper, I mean in my head. I go through what I want to talk about. Oh yes, thank you so much for all the subscribers. I've got 95 now. How amazing is that? I didn't even think anybody would want to listen to me, to be honest. I just rabbit on about anything or nothing and just make it up as I go along. But thank you so much. 95 is a lot of people. And thank you everybody for all your comments. I'm trying to come back to you and reply to your comments, and some of them are absolutely amazing. There was a lady, and I can't remember your name, I'm so sorry, and she was and I can't remember which vlog it was on. I think it might be on my last one, and she was explaining how she makes her bows, and how she sort of viewed selling out. So we make something and we think, oh right, if I sell out this, that's brilliant. And she kind of flipped it on the sort of the way I read it, flipped it on the reverse, was, well, you don't really want to sell out, which means you're not prepared in your stock levels, or I can't remember. I'm going to take a screenshot and put it up here because I think it's something everybody should read, and she was completely right, and it makes you think completely differently, especially with stock levels and wanting to sell out. And I don't want to sell out. I want to sell one thing. Selling a thing would be great. But yeah, so I'm going to put that up there because I think you should all go and have a read of it. Pause and have a read of it, because it was so thought inspiring, or thought provoking. And a lot of my comments are absolutely amazing and always giving me ideas like bees and what things to have a look at, and have a discussion how markets are where you are, and vice versa here. And I just love it. I love it when a notification comes through says you got a comment. It's like, hey, it's brilliant. It's like having our own little community, which is fantastic. I'm just rabbiting on now, if I'm honest, because I haven't made much, which worries me for next week's video. But I've got a few things which are in my head. I need to plan it out and see how I can get on with that. I've also got a friend who, a new friend, and he said, oh yeah, I just edit videos. And I'm like, so why am I editing my YouTube videos? I'm terrible at these. I do these in one take, and I very rarely edit anything out because I use CapCut Pro on my phone, and I just don't know how to do anything magical, like magical transitions or anything anything good. So you get a one take Nicole. that's it, I'm sorry, but you get the real me. Yeah, I literally am rabbiting on. I am sweating. I need to go and fill up my paddling pool and sit in that cold water. It's not as sunny as yesterday, but it's just so, ooh. Anyway, I'm moaning and I'm rabbiting on. My hands hurt, my legs hurt. I'm falling to bits. After you hit 40, I think everything just fails. It's terrible. But I hope you're all having a lovely week and have a lovely weekend. And if you're doing any craft fairs, good luck with that. And hopefully you make lots of money and sell lots and get lots of inspiration and ideas. Thank you very much for subscribing and liking and sharing and commenting. It means the world to me, absolutely. So thank you very much, and I will see you next week. Bye bye.